I am live. Yes, I am live. Hi, dear ones, my YouTube community. This is Katerina Satori. I am bringing this topic of stress and impact that stress has on our creativity, on our ability to take inspiration and actually follow that and create a product or a service or uh, create a whole new vision for our life. And before I go any further, I just did a deep dive transmission on this topic on my other platform, and it will be posted on my YouTube channel. But I wanted to create a special broadcast for my YouTube community. Before I go any further, my name is Katerina. In my service to the world, I am a mentor, a mystic, a seer, also a spiritual medium. And I'm a student of ancient wisdom teachings. I'm also a student of mastery of the mind and how to awaken and activate the fullness of our creative gifts. You know, the topic of sovereignty has been very, very alive for me because I grew up in the environment where I was pushed from the really early age to look for creative solutions in order for me to have the life that I deeply dreamt in my heart about. So it was all about how do I activate the full potential of my mind and how do I activate my creative gifts. Now, in my work as a mentor, I often help my clients to shift from stress back into the inspiration, back into creative momentum. And I like to help people understand that we as vibrational beings are connected to the collective, right? The collective mind. And collective mind, what is that? Well, it's the energy body of our culture. So wherever you are placed right now, I am in the United States, which is the Western world, right? And so every time I am here, I feel a very specific collective energies. When I go to India or I go to Bali or I go to Peru, where I just came back from Peru, I experience very different collective body, or it's a reflection of their culture, reflection of collective belief systems, right? So if you are in Europe, you're going to sense a different collective body. So what I am noticing and what I am tracking, that the collective energies have been definitely polarized. This is not news for the last 7 years or the last 3 years or the last 7 years as well. But there have been a sort of like influx of the stressful energy. And I'm not going to go into who is the cause of that, because it's a sort of not the topic of this video. I wanted to do a video to help more people to understand that stress is a physical symptom of your vibration dropping. And when your vibration dropping, you are out of flow of life, or temporarily, right? You temporarily lose that deep embodied connection with the oneness of life. And that creates an impact of your creativity. And you know how often I hear that people say to me, Katerina, I am stuck, right? I had this great momentum. Today is one of those days where is my hair is like all over the place. Okay, I'll be like this. So a lot of times people say to me, Katerina, I'm stuck and I lost my momentum and I don't know how to activate my inspiration again. So this is where I get curious and I put my inner detective hat and I ask them questions, because through asking people questions, they tell you what's really going on, and by listening to their language, I can determine really quickly where they hold unprocessed stress, unprocessed anxiety. So when we feel stressed, the very first thing that gets impacted is our ability to take on the fullness of life force energy, that prana. And through the breathing, right? Through the breathing, we stay in communication with our bigger self, our bigger reality, our higher self, I would say. When we are impacted by stress and we don't know how to navigate it, we temporarily forget or disconnect from that connection with the bigger reality. And the mind takes over. Like I would say, survival brain takes over and starts spinning the nightmare scenarios, the scary movies, right? The scary scenarios. And it can be really uncomfortable, right? Especially if you get to show up for your task, if you are on the path of leadership, if you are creative, if you understand that your ability to be inspired and to be in that coherent high vibration really going to affect your results, right? How your business is going to run, because your business is a reflection of your consciousness, is a reflection of your vibration. So it's very this conversation of navigating stress and rising above it, or learning to work with it in a constructive way, becomes really important. Really important. So one of my favorite ways to navigate stress is through movement, right? I talk a lot about movement, but I wake up, and after I do my spiritual practice and my devotional rituals, I put my fitness outfit and I go to the gym, or I go run outside. And the physical movement feels very grounding to me. When I don't move, the energy that is not moved begins to build up. And how I experienced a buildup of physical energy is my mind becomes overactive, and I feel restless, or I feel really, kind of like you do a lot of activity, but they're not really moving you forward. So that's the energy that I receive. So movement is the number one way that when I move, something moves in the mind, something moves in my energy field. And after a good workout, after a good physical workout, my mind is clear. I am grounded in a physical body. I'm connected to ease. I'm connected to joy. The second tool that I'll offer you is breath work, right? When we are stressed, we stop breathing. We begin to take shallow breaths that continues to spin our mind into hyperactivity, that continues to dramatize a situation that we perceive as stressful. So whenever I feel, oh my goodness, I begin to get overwhelmed, I begin to worry, or I begin to feel impact from stress of others, right? I take up a pause and I say, let's take next 5 minutes and oxygenate my body with good breath work. And there is so many free YouTube videos where you can learn how to breathe. And then soon, once you know how better you feel, you begin to get addictive to the breath work, right? So this is really, really powerful. Then the third uh, way of moving from stress is actually stepping into selfless service. I shared in depth about that in my previous broadcast that will be posted on YouTube soon. But something about opening our heart to service nourishes us, activates our creative gift, whatever is service for you. Service, in essence, to me, is unconditional, selfless giving, where you are allowing yourself to share your energy, right? I remember there was this online teacher that I randomly found. All he did, all he does is records videos of him laughing. That's his service. where he simply turns on the video and uplifts everyone's vibration through laughter. And that's his service, right? So, whatever is your way, I also have a friend who does Qigong classes every Saturday for the last 15 years. He goes to a park here in San Diego and offers Qigong classes. That's his service. That's one of his ways that he stays grounded in his body, in his being, and offers his gifts in service to the collective. So, stress and service, they start in the same letter S. And whatever you choose to engage with will determine what happens next in your reality. Whatever is happening in your environment, you can make a choice. Will you let yourself be oppressed and depressed by the environment? Or you say, my environment does not define me. I am going to take the fuel that I have from my environment and I'm going to become more passionate, more committed, more aligned, more attuned to my witness consciousness, to my breath, to my movement, to my heart, to my service. I hope this was inspiring to those of you who will watch this as a replay. If you'd like to connect with me outside of YouTube channel, I cultivate a monthly mystical community called Wisdom Collective. I'll add the link to it underneath this video. Come join us, check us out. This is a spiritual satsang sort of community where I bring unique transmissions and trainings and cultivate a community space where you can meet kindred souls from all over the world that are dedicated to the path of soul ascension and the path of embodiment. I hope this live stream brought light and encouragement to your soul. Thank you for your comments. I engaged with as many comments as possible on my YouTube channel. And this was me, Katerina Satori. Thank you for being here. I will see you next time.